One time I dreamt that the world was ending, but instead of worrying about that, I was worried about buying slime from the mall I was at because it was embarrassing. Today, I'm reading your dreams from my comments section. My video where I got these comments from is linked in the description if you want to check that out, and give the video a like if you'd like to see a part 3 of your dreams. When I was in kindergarten, I had a dream where all of my favorite Disney princesses began skating around in my house, only for them to shed their disguises and turn into giant bipedal rats on ice skates. One time in my dream, I accidentally bumped into a woman walking opposite of me down the street. She turned and scowled at me and muttered very angrily, "That wasn't very woke of you," before strutting off into the distance. I had like 5 separate nightmares involving some horrible demonic abomination that all ended with me flirting with it. My dream self suggested we compare hand sizes. I had a dream about my grandma holding me captive in a maze while I hear my siblings talking about an expensive fridge. Most terrifying night of my life. I went to a spy school. It was literally my normal school with edgier lighting. We were all assigned chickens as our animal sidekicks. The chickens got to have a fun romantic subplot while I was stuck trying to rescue my friends from some random villain's clutches. I once had a dream where I was kidnapped by a highly dangerous group and kept as a pet. When I introduced myself, someone went, "Oh, so you're like soy. You know, I'm soy, soup soy?" And then I woke up. It was terrifying. I once dreamed I was a pirate, but none of the other pirates liked me because I had a flying submarine instead of a pirate ship. I was also growing artificial food on the submarine that was going to cure world hunger, but I wasn't able to do it because of sabotage from the other pirates. A survey that the pirates had to take every year revealed that 0% of the pirates thought I was cool. Then I woke up and was really sad. I had a dream once where Old Navy released a new style of all-holes jeans for April Fool's Day, but customers didn't realize it was a joke and insisted on buying them. Then Levi's released a pair of all-pockets jeans in response, which were actually available for purchase. Eventually, Old Navy gave in and started selling the all-holes jeans, which cost $50 despite being literally just air. Had a dream somebody hacked the sky and rickrolled the entire earth. There is this one that has to be the strangest because it didn't even feel like a dream, just a foggy memory that's for some reason in my mind. It's Neil Cicierega standing in a dark room, but he is an image cut out from that one internet personality thing he went to. His arms are wide out and he is smiling directly at me before saying without moving his mouth, "I am the light. I am the white. I am the dark. I am your father, and I expressly forbid it." And the worst part is that they say that dreams come true. I had a dream that Matthew Lillard and Robert Pattinson were full-grown men and dressed in way too small Tinkerbell costumes, flying around me and my friend with tiny little wings. I was terrified. I once had a dream where I attended some fancy private school, and our teacher, who was a 3-foot-tall bird creature in a tuxedo, gave a very passionate speech about the excessive use of CGI in movies, and said the Despicable Me franchise should have been live action, and the Minions should be realistically animated. The thought of photorealistic Minions haunted me for days. I once had a dream where I was at a large shopping mall. It was all decked out for Christmas. Keep in mind this was the middle of April, and I was having a great time. Until one of the Nutcracker statues turned into a pink wolf furry, called me an ass butt, and started chasing me. I had to tell it I was a block of Swiss cheese to make it stop. I was interrogated by some agent dudes, and I made both of them cry because I answered any question they had with some complete nonsense. One of them just banged on the table, crying in defeat, and yelled, "How are they so stupid? What do we do? How can a human be this freaking dumb?" And right after that, I woke up, insulted. I once had a dream that my family and I had to move to the 1950s because of overpopulation. For some reason, in our new home, it was illegal for girls and women to read, so I had to make sure no one outside of my family knew I could read the newspaper. I threw a Pokeball at a Jigglypuff, but instead of catching it, the ball just slammed into its face and killed it. I got experience points and leveled up. I once had a dream the walls of my living room were made of solid slabs of human flesh that were somehow breathing and circulating just fine. I once had a very vivid nightmare that something was in my closet. I actually woke up, went to check inside there, and wandered around the house for a little while to calm back down. The first thing I saw when I fell back to sleep was the text, "You didn't check under the bed." Continued dreams are fun, but continued nightmares are the worst. Months ago, I dreamed that there was a monster going around called the Swedish furniture ghost, and it would come into your room and beat you up if your bed was from Ikea. It got so bad that me and a bunch of my classmates who were victims of this monster were meeting in a room to discuss what to do. But the lamp in the room we were in was from Ikea, so we went, "Oh god," and the Swedish furniture ghost appeared and punched all of us. When I woke up, I was still terrified for at least 10 minutes because my bed is from Ikea and I thought it could come for me at any moment. Realizing the Ikea ghost wasn't real was the most liberating moment of my life. I had a dream where I had a party with a bunch of cryptids, including the obscure ones like the Manananangal, and I was talking to a Wendigo when he suddenly said, "You're like me, kid, minus all the bad stuff. I like that about you." At that point, most of the other Wendigos there started nodding their heads and muttering to each other, before the one I was talking to handed me a chunk of meat. I bit into it, and it turned out to be soap. I woke up very confused. I once had a dream that my friends were being kidnapped, and I was trying to call the police, but before I could make the call, I had to sit through a 5-minute ad. I was so annoyed and freaked out that I woke myself up. I once had a dream that I went to a school for sieging. They taught you Ballista 101 and the correct way to use a trebuchet. They taught us the boiling oil method and how to train crocodiles for some reason. In the final exam, we actually sieged another rival siege school, and I think we won. Then once we did, they said, "Congratulations, you can go home now." And I was suddenly just teleported back to my room, and then I woke up. I dreamt last year that I went to a Panera restaurant inside of a Walmart that was promoting Among Us-shaped cookie things, which became so ridiculously popular that the Walmart rebranded itself as the Among Us store, and all other Walmarts did the same, and it stayed that way forever. All of the products inside became Among Us themed and gradually became more and more cursed until I realized I was trapped in the store and couldn't get out. Finally, I found my mom and brother who I'd brought there and we escaped, but they were pissed at me. I think my brother even said something like, "What you have done is worse than illegal," or something like that. I once had a dream where my friend and her brother convinced me to buy an Among Us board game. Then when I got home, my mom was dancing to Thriller by Michael Jackson, so I went to hide the game in my closet so she wouldn't want to play it. And Scaramouche from Genshin Impact was in my closet, so we talked about cats for a while. Then he agreed to take the board game, and my immediate reaction was to pull him onto my bed and start cuddling him. I then woke up drenched in sweat, drooling, and my right foot was asleep. The weirdest dream I ever had was a dream where I was sent to movie summer camp over the summer, presumably where you just watch movies in a theater all day. But in the middle of a session, a person-sized Lego vampire figurine tried to break into the theater, and the only way to stop him was to recite the names of all the Care Bears correctly. In one try. Someone said that there was a Care Bear named Olivia, and we instantly failed. The vampire broke in, and presumably, we all died. I went to a high school reunion and this one guy, not even a real person, stole my favorite hat. He later texted me that if I want my hat back, I'll have to go out with him. I, much like always in real life, didn't realize I was just being awkwardly hit on, and I was furious. I decided not only that I'm gonna murder this dude for taking my precious hat, but the only fitting way to do so was setting him on fire. I went to my brother's place so he'd help me with the details. The rest of the dream was the two of us trying to construct a makeshift flamethrower. Had a dream once where I wrote a Deltarune smut fanfic, and the next day, my mom found out about it and just said, "Yeah." Soon after, other people found it, and it snowballed until literally everyone in the world knew about my fanfic, but everyone just had the exact same reaction as my mom. One time I had a dream where one of my friends was turned into a piece of wood with an emoticon smiley face by another one of my friends with a magic tuba. However, when I went to confront him, he said he didn't do it. I was getting mad at him because I saw him do it, but he kept on denying it. His evil twin then walks in, magic tuba in hand, and talks about the evil thing he just did. The evil twin was turning my friend into a piece of wood. I was distraught, and then I woke up. I had a dream once in which I slaughtered an entire family on accident, so I ran away to Costa Rica to start a new life with a new identity, where I could never be charged for my crimes and where I could escape the guilt of what I had done. It's also worth mentioning that I could jump really, really high in my dream, so I just jumped to Costa Rica. I got a question that went like, "Do you think these two would be better together?" And there were 2 images of a deer and a rat with the text "treater" under them. I clicked yes for some reason, and then I woke up. What? One time when I was a little kid, I dreamt that a flying and glowing blue toilet was coming after me, and it always made weird flushing sounds. I once dreamt that I had met Greystripe from Warrior Cats, and he gave me a Minecraft potion that was golden colored, and it was called the Fear Potion. I drank it, and then woke up at 2 a.m. screaming but not making any noise. Weirdest dream ever. I had a nightmare. Apparently, the mere thought of Jeff the Killer having a nose was so horrifying to me that I woke up completely disillusioned with reality. Like, I woke up and didn't even know where I was. Once I calmed down, I couldn't stop laughing at the fact that a nose scared me so much. I have really weird dreams usually, but one of my weirdest dreams I've ever had was when I went to a mountaintop and I had to meet a guru who was rumored to have the face of God. To this day, I can't remember if I convinced myself that he had a normal face or if it was something you'd see with a biblically accurate angel. He hugged me and told me, "Sometimes we look for so many enemies that we forget where to look." And then I woke up. I also had a dream where I met a walking, talking giant salamander who was a wizard, and he had a friend who was a lobster with a human face. I held hands with the giant salamander wizard, and he and his lobster friend with a New York accent taught me how to love again. I once had a dream where I was in a terrible party, held at my own home. I had been drinking and still had a huge bottle with me when I walked out the front door and saw Morgan Freeman. Guy was in a white suit, sunglasses, and a straw hat, carrying so many grocery bags. He looked at me and said with the most gentle voice, "You know in your heart who I am. I know you and I love you, even when you can't love yourself. Now, would you like some iced tea?" My dreams have 2 options. So realistic. Maybe odd things are said, but other than that, it's real. That I have to ask friends if they're dating each other, or if they really got a guinea pig that looks like Zendaya, or if I actually dreamed that. Or literally the weirdest thing ever. A high school girl died. I'm a detective that needs to go crack the case. The only clue my higher-ups gave me was this. The day before she died, she was holding a mug of white coffee while walking down the school corridor, complaining that, "The cup is so hot, it's killing me," with a mildly annoyed expression. That's it. I was supposed to find out everything else using this. I did some investigation in the dream and discovered that her family has a strict rule about only drinking Blue Mountain coffee without milk. I also asked some of her classmates, and they said that her name was Dawn, but she was not the type to think about tomorrow at all. And I actually tried to solve the case after I woke up. My logic concluded, why did she have a mug at school? Why didn't she use the handle on the mug? If the cup was so hot, why wouldn't she put it down? She did not look shocked at all, just annoyed. Had she done this before? She said, "It's killing me." Did she know she was about to die? Why would she drink milk coffee? Moreover, why will her family forbid milk coffee in the first place? To this day, Dawn's murder remains unsolved. Now I beseech the wisdom of the comment section in providing theories. Thank you for anything you write. Dawn will be thankful. Big thank you to my Patreon members, my Little Ruse, Seltzer Fountain Man, Kuski55, Logan, Fallen Vexen, Sam, Puff, I Am a Noodle, and John Huang. Thank you so much for your extra support by being a Patreon member. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are very incredible, and I'm glad to have you here. And thank you to my YouTube channel members, my Mini Ruse, AD, Taylor Thompson, and Schmidt. The same goes for you. Thank you for your extra support. I'm so grateful to have you a part of my channel, and I believe you guys are truly amazing. Last but not least, thank you to everyone else for watching the video and for leaving comments like these. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and if your comment wasn't in the video, do not worry, because if you guys like this video, I will be making more in the future. So feel free to keep commenting more dreams, and we can keep this going in an endless loop. But again, just thank you for watching. I'm really grateful that I can entertain you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have an awesome time until then.